Hey everyone, welcome back to Go Kick Me, your favorite crowdfunding news and reviews channel here on YouTube. So I am on the road. I'm actually in Anaheim, California right now, attending VidCon for my day job. But today we're actually talking about travel-related products. There's a Kickstarter for a suitcase called PLEVO, the world's most innovative smart luggage. 3 smart products: removable battery pack, GPS tracking, smart lock, built-in digital scale, garment hanger, and travel assistant app. So let's get started on this thing. It is actually a very slickly done video. Looks like a commercial for an existing product that you could see on TV level commercial, I guess. Hey, there's a PLEVO in the mail. So let me just smart luggage set, yada yada yada. So they've basically got like a small, medium, large, and because it's smart, they've got obviously the battery pack. This thing is, I guess, the big one. It has a hanging hook with basically kind of stows away. That's sort of interesting, I guess. It's got this little sleeve for getting your laptop out when you're doing security, obviously for the smaller one. It has a Morse code enabled lock, and also it can do, expands too. Also it can do either fingerprint or facial recognition from the app that it of course works with. And here we go. Oh, a couple things I actually really like about this. It has removable wheels. So I've had, I don't know how many suitcases have broken, either the handle or the wheels break, one or the other. So in this case, the wheels are removable. So when those guys are chucking it around in the conveyor belts, the wheels don't get damaged. You can, I guess, keep them inside the suitcase. And then also it'll be a little bit smaller. So if you're shoving them in your trunk of your car, etc. So that's actually really cool. And actually these wheels look pretty generic, so you could probably replace them if they did break, or maybe buy some new ones. It's got a smart dashboard. It's got a super wide handle. Actually, I don't really like the handle because the handle's like literally the whole width of the bag, a little bit too big. Of course, it's got a power bank because that's what makes it smart, or makes a lot of these things smart. USB-C or USB 3.0 or whatever. As you can see, it's blue. And so yeah, so it's like, I don't like that handle. Anyway, here's the thing about the little hanger and how much they worked on it, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, you can really see like the handle.
Scale. Forget about paying fees for overweight addition to Touch ID.
Another thing I really like, Morse code lock not so much, is the fact that it actually has a scale built into it. So the wheels is cool, digital scale built into it, even more cool. So basically you lift up the handle and there's some kind of spring on a potentiometer or something. It tells how far the spring is being stretched, and it tells your app exactly how much this thing weighs. So I don't know about you, but I'm always trying to like stand on the bathroom scale, especially when I'm flying back from Japan with all kinds of junk that my snacks and stuff my wife wants. Always really close to the edge. So if I could do that, especially like now I'm in a hotel and I don't have a scale here. I was actually thinking about that because I got 1 or 2 bags, and I'm going to have to wait till I get to the airport and then figure out how much weight to put in one or the other. But anyhow, so there's the app, there's the big handle. It's airline safe, so the thing, you can remove the battery. That's a good idea. And here's the little door to get your laptop out, and I guess there's a bag for it, sleeve for it. Now here's another place where perhaps, I guess, the biggest negative.
Distance alerts let you know when your luggage
it actually has the app, and there's a GPS tracking, so it can tell you when your bag is basically almost to your phone, so you're ready when it comes out, I guess. That's actually pretty cool, but the question is, how does it actually work?
Keep track of your belongings. Don't waste any more of your valuable time discussing with airport staff.
Yeah, look at that sucker, it's waiting for his bag.
This journey has just begun, and we want you to be.
They've got multiple colors. So removable wheels, cool. Smart lock, I guess so. Just give me a combination, I'll be happy. Removable battery is a must nowadays. They won't even let you check these kind of things in because of the battery. You got to carry on the battery pack. Airline compliant. And the little security, whatever, back thing for taking your security. During the security scan, take your laptop out. I guess that's kind of okay. I wouldn't put it in my suitcase. I would put it in my bag. But anyway, my backpack.
By backing our campaign and
Expandable, that's standard. This one actually I really don't like because A, there's all this space being wasted here. I hope those unzip. And second of all, you've got to use little special hangers, and there's apparently only 3 of them. And a regular hanger I think won't fit in this because it's sliding in, so then there's not enough space for it. So that's actually kind of a minus, because sometimes I'm putting more than 3 things hanging from one, hanging in my garment bag or even my larger bag, which also has a hook, so that's not that innovative. So anyway, that's the video. It's well done. Pictures all look good. There are a lot of computer graphics in here, look very good. But let's talk about the things I don't like. Okay, garment hanger. If it used a regular hanger, that'd be a lot better. Removable power bank, that's good. Built-in video scale, very good. An app, and I don't want to use an app for my, installs yet another app just for my suitcase. I guess the alert's kind of good, the distance thing, but does it have to be? Removable 360 wheels, big plus. GPS tracking, this is a big one. So they don't talk in the video about it. They actually don't talk about it too much in here. Let me see if I can find it here. Distance alerts, GPS tracking. Locate and track your PLEVO anywhere in the world. How am I supposed to do that? How does it know? Does it have a data plan? So they actually mention in here somewhere, if I search for it, it says like 3G communication or whatever for the GPS tracking. So basically you need a cellular hotspot or whatever. You need a cellular connection, data connection with the suitcase for that GPS thing to work. So there's a GPS chip in the bag somewhere. It figures out, what my distance is and then reports it back to you on your app. I guess if you pair the thing right. But the question is, who's paying for the SIM card? Where do you get the SIM card? So you got to get your own data SIM. Obviously, it doesn't come with this thing. Depends on what country you live in. Which brings up the other thing. I don't know what country you're flying from and to. If you live domestically in the U.S. and you're only flying domestic, I guess you could just get a U.S. data card that works, cross country, no problem. But personally, I am continually flying. Basically, because I live in Hong Kong, every flight is an international flight. So whether I'm flying to mainland China or Taiwan or Japan or yada, 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 what happens when I land and, my Hong Kong-based 3G SIM card data connection doesn't work in that country? Oops. So, yeah, if you're flying domestically only, then that's pretty handy, or I guess it works on half of your trip, just not the one where you're going overseas. So that's a big minus, and I don't know if that's an oversight or something they're trying to downplay because it would be pretty annoying. I don't know what's in these things. They don't really say. I guess partly the batteries here. Here's a close-up on these hangers. I've actually had another bag with kind of these little twist-over hangers where the little hook part hides. But do you have to use it? Well, since this one slides in and there's like no space here, I think you do have to use it. That kind of sucks. And then also, is there only 3 things here, so you can only hang 3 suits? Sometimes I go with multiple shirts, not just a full suit, so I want to have multiple hangers. So yeah, I'm just not keen on this thing at all. Like, just give me the bar without this junk blocking stuff, and let me use whatever hanger I want. Is that so hard? GPS tracking. So they do say like 3G location tracking, but they don't say anything about the data plan. Other things, so yeah, I guess they do mention in the FAQ, like what happens if your battery on your phone dies and you use like the FaceTime thing. So apparently the Morse code, not FaceTime, Face ID and Touch ID. The Morse code thing works no matter what, but you of course have to remember that Morse code combination. If your phone's out of batteries, that might be hard. I guess you can charge the battery, charge the phone with the little battery, but of course you have to take it out of the suitcase, so hopefully you've still got it in your bag if you didn't lose it. So you might not be able to get in your suitcase without destroying it. And they do have a key slot. Okay, well that's pretty good. Let's keep going. So that's actually super long. Like I'm not even halfway down. There's the Morse code thing. Here's the super wide handle, and there's the battery coming out. So they really go through all this stuff. I should note also, depending on what country you live in, I was in China, and I had a power bank in my bag, and they actually made me take it out and check the capacity. So even though I think the laptop battery here is way bigger than most of these power banks, they basically I had a sticker over the capacity. The girl at the security in Beijing had to like peel it off so she could check the size, because they wouldn't let me on if the battery was over a certain size. And I think it was maybe 8,000 milliamp hours or something like that. But you better be careful, because depending on the airline and the country, even if you carry this part on, they might not let you have it if it's too big, because they're afraid of obviously it going up in flames, like a lot of lithium-ion batteries tend to do sometimes on your Samsung phones, etc. If it gets damaged or overcharged, etc. Yeah. So anyway, like I'm always skeptical of these things. Can I just bring my own power bank? If I have to take it out anyway and keep it in my backpack, what's the point in getting one that sort of integrates into my suitcase? So here's all the deal. Yeah, you can, I guess, charge your phone with this weird cable while you're on the go. Digital scale, I really like it. Removable sleeve, yada yada yada. Okay, not so big a deal. Removable wheels, very good. Sort of ugly the way it looks without them, but it's better than running out, like destroying your wheel, finding out you have a 3-wheeled suitcase now. So like I said, they've got great graphics, lots and lots of stuff. Not a big fan of the giant handle. You can see kind of how much junk you can fit in there. You have to forgive me, I'm very tired, I'm jet lagged. Got to drink my Mountain Dew. And so now you can see sort of the relative sizes. The battery's basically the same, functions almost exactly the same, except for obviously the suitcase specific ones. This is the only one with a removable seal. This is the only one with a hanger. This one is just kind of middle size. Maybe skip this one. Here's the pricing. Super early bird, I think you can still get $219. This is just kind of crazy. This is the double one. Okay, wait. Okay, here, this is kind of crazy though. $300 for a suitcase. Even this one is a small carry-on. That's kind of crazy. Although suitcases can be kind of a ripoff. I'm here in the US and I went to Target the other day buying some stuff to bring back, and I was like, oh, maybe I should buy a second suitcase because I can check in 2 bags. And it turns out, like even a junky, rolly suitcase, wheelie or whatever they call them, check-in bag, they wanted like, I think the cheapest one was like $40. And living in Hong Kong, where you can get like a gigantic bag for that much or less. How much did I pay for my last one? Maybe 200 Hong Kong, like $25, $30. You can get like one that's as big or bigger than this. So why would I pay that much just to get a power bank? I could buy a power bank. I could keep it in a backpack. All the features in here. Digital scale, you could even buy a fish scale if you really wanted to. And just bring it with you. And I think weight-wise and stuff, it would come out about the same, but way, way cheaper. You're talking like $50, $60 total, including your fish scale, compared to $219. And of course, if you're not early bird, you might be paying $270 for the same suitcase. You could get you could fudge for way, way less. There's the dimensions, the weights. They give the weights somewhere in here, colors. The weights are actually not insignificant. That's the other thing. I think the smaller one is like a 3 pounds. What's in here somewhere? Yeah, here we go. So the smallest one is 2.7 kilos, so 6 pounds. And the biggest one is like 5 kilos. So on some low-cost airlines, you can do carry-on of 1 bag, but they actually put a weight limit on it. And the weight limit is something in the vicinity of 8 kilos, depending on the airline. I think 7 kilos on Hong Kong Express, for example. So 7 kilos, but your bag weighs more than a third of that, like 40% of that. Which means the amount of stuff you can carry or check in or whatever is way, way less. To me, that's kind of sucks, right? So, okay, I guess I take the battery out. It's not as bad. But, you know, the capacity is not really this. It's how much below 6 kilograms can you fit in it, which is probably less than, you can't even fill this thing up unless you're just putting in like fluffy blankets or something. So anyway, I have issues, as you can see, with this product. The graphics all look very nice. The commercial is very well done. Information for the most part is good, although they don't really talk about the issue with the overseas roaming on your data card. They'll mail it to you if you live in any of these countries, including Hong Kong. No Hong Kong flag, though I did notice. These guys are actually from Argentina, apparently. And they're aiming to finish the campaign basically in June, July, and ship it by October, which basically means, and they mentioned somewhere in there that they've been working on lining up manufacturing for the last couple of months, and they've been in China picking up all the sample fabrics or whatever. 4 months in China sourcing, yada, yada, yada. So they're confident that they can get it on time. Let's look at a couple other sort of execution things. They are very good about answering questions, even kind of dumb questions like this guy. You can read it yourself. They got a FAQ explaining sort of some of the details, which you would have gotten if you actually read it or watched the video. Almost all of them. How much does it weigh, etc. How does the tracking system work? So, okay, finally they're talking about it here. I missed this one. Connected technology and GPS access point triangulation. That's the other thing. If you're inside of an airport, and some conveyor belt spitting out from outside, from downstairs, can you actually get a signal to tell you it's within a certain distance? Or does it notify you like way after you've already seen it coming out of the conveyor belt? Oh, they actually do mention, okay, if you don't know GPS, it can check Wi-Fi points. So, yeah, okay, how does it work? You lift up the handle. So what's my verdict? It's expensive. Some of the features, actually, I think my biggest issue is there's a couple of features I would totally love on my next Suitcase, and I'd even be willing to pay a little bit extra, like the removable wheels, and what else is really good? There's a couple other ones, right? Removable wheels. I'm getting tired. It's late. And so, do I need the power bank? Do I need all this extra stuff just to do that? Garment hanger is not necessarily done really well. GPS tracking, very limited use. World-class materials, of course, that's always a plus. So anyway, this one to me is probably the single best one. Might make you want to buy it. The little sleeve, okay, that's kind of cool too, but not really. I would never want to use an app on this if I could avoid it. But anyhow, so it's got all that stuff. What do you guys think? Interesting or not? I'm going to give it actually a thumbs down because the GPS thing just is not really that good. It's very limited use. I don't like the wide handle. I think it's way too expensive. Looks really nice design. But these guys are like, what's their track record? First time creators? Even if you get on time, even if it looks good, you don't know what the fabric's going to be. You don't know the quality's going to be. So it's really hit or miss. I'm going to suggest you guys consider missing it. Fish scale thing, totally good though. GPS tracking, smart lock, battery pack, it's nothing special. Travel assistant app, no thanks. Removable wheels and digital scale. Those are the two things. Make a PLEVO light that just has that, skip all the rest. Make it $60-$70, which all those things should be really cheap and easy to do, except for maybe the digital scale. I guess you still need the app. Just put like a color LED or something. It blinks for the number of kilograms. Save yourself a lot of money. I'd be happy with that. Okay, so anyway, what do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter at GoKickMe and GoKickMedia.com. I'm going to go pass out because I got jet lag super bad, even though I've been here a week. And I'm falling asleep. Okay, see you later. Bye.